Hello everyone. Kaiju-Z here once again for another Monday stream for Final Fantasy 14. MMO Monday, if you will, or MMO Monday? Monday? It's something I've been trying to make a thing for a bit, but it's not really working out. But hey! How's everyone doing? I'm doing alright. Still gonna happen at home. It's on the mend. So hopefully my attention span is gonna be a bit more focused this time. Well, where were we? Oh yeah. Last time, on Tuesday, not Monday, finished the base version of Final Fantasy XIV, Dawntrail, and we defeated XIV. There was this epic scene involving violins and breaking through dimensions, and we defeated the giant robot monstrosity that XIV had cultivated around herself, and we defeated her as her, and we defeated her as ourselves, but we defeated the her that still had our memories. That settled. Everyone's doing their own thing now, and we're not gonna be doing the main story yet. I'm gonna hold off on that for as long as I can, until we get like the full bit more, however long that takes. So until then, what I'm gonna be doing is side content stuff. We got some dungeons, we got some Allied Society stuff we can do. And a little bit of more here and there. Now, what I'm going to start off with is essentially Allied Society stuff. We're going to unlock them, we're going to do the daily stuff involving them. And I think every day until I'm done, I'm gonna be doing little streams where I am just doing Allied Society stuff. We're gonna start with the combat one and work our way from there. Y'all ready? I'm ready. And I think our little buddy here is ready too. Right, buddy? Yeah. Okay. Let's head off. I think we're gonna pick up the verse later. If not today, then next week. For now, we're gonna focus on a little shorter, more compact streams, maybe. I wonder what that is. I belongs to a museum and Enterprise. Yeah, I believe it's the Enterprise. Oh, I should probably also unlock space travel at some point. Blue Garb Pillow. Ah, that's how we get Khalid. On the new Enterprise, the Blue Garb Pillow appears lost in thoughts. The difficulty of this quest will be set to your current level. So, not at all. Normally they're set 10 levels back if we have like jobs in our 90s. Maybe meeting with him won't be easy after all. Mablo said he'd be around here somewhere, though. Hello? Whoa! Mrawa, the adventurer! The mighty warrior who traveled the length and breadth of the Rao, taking in its myriad sights, sounds, and smells, even those within the otherworldly dome. The savvy haggler who helped the third promise acquire a saddle worth 10 pel in the Fountains column, despite starting with a mere 100. That's me. My inner abacus is clacking away. You're the missing piece I've been looking for. The missing piece of my brand new enterprise, that is. You might have to elaborate, Loss. Sorry about that. I got a little carried away. I'm just happy to finally meet you. I'm Liplu, a merchant. Until recently, my business was bedclothes, all woven from the finest alpaca wool. My dear friend Mablu told me all about you. I hear you gave her the nudge she needed to embark upon her journey as a peddler. I can't begin to thank you enough. But I'll get straight to the point. I have a proposal for you today, Mrawa. How would you like to become a special advisor for a trailblazing tourism venture? I call it the Trolley Travel Agency. Oh, like Costa del Sol. Of course, you'll be compensated for your time. You'll also be the first in line for all kinds of treats and trinkets, not to mention a wealth of exciting experiences. Treats, trinkets, exciting experiences? Sign me up, lass. You don't have to answer right away, but if any of this has roused your interest, please come to visit me in Okanu. We can go over the finer details there. I'll be waiting for you, along with the rest of my associates. Alright then. Also, I believe I will start the custom deliveries today. I just have to... We'll get to that when we get to that, yeah. Okay. As always, I'm a bit of a cheapskate. Just write a little bit to my FC. Well, it's not mine. I'm in it. You know. Technically, doesn't that? There's the crew. There you are. Thank you for coming. Right, here goes. Doof, doof, doof. Okali! Welcome to Kuzamoka! Alright, ladies and gentlemen. With our whole chest, with our whole breath, with our whole moxie. Oh, Kali! You've mastered the Hano Hano greeting, but I wouldn't expect anything less from someone who's so well-traveled. Allow me to introduce myself again. I'm Liplu, the founder of the Dawntrail Travel Agency. With me are my brother Yubli and my Hano Hano associates. We'll be happy to explain the ins and outs of our budding enterprise. You were there for the ascension ceremony, weren't you? Yes? I was so proud of my little girl. Okay, I know she's not my daughter, but listen, we had an amazing experience together. Just traveling, learning, going through turmoil. Okay, I love this angle. Dawn's Revoklamat spoke of growing to love her people all the more as she got to know them better, of how she wanted us to live with joy in our hearts and smiles on our faces. Well, those words certainly left a mark. The capital's residents are eager to learn about their fellows Raleigh, who in turn yearn to foster understanding. You see it too, don't you? An unmistakable business opportunity. Well, that's precisely where the Raleigh Travel Agency comes in. We'll answer that burgeoning demand. Our goal is to help revitalize the community as it attempts to rebuild after the Great Storm. Promoting Cozumel as a tourist destination will provide a much-needed source of income for the region, and with it, all the benefits that follow. Of course, we wouldn't be having this conversation had we not consulted the Hano beforehand. After much discussion, they calmly agreed to set aside a tract of land by Duck Poga for development, and would you believe it, the villagers are flocking in to join our staff. As Liplu said, the people are eager to learn about their fellow Raleigh, and we Hano are eager to share our culture with them as well. Much as when you helped us to revive the Ihana, we hope to welcome many outsiders into our home, that we may know one another better and enjoy each other's company. And what better way to do so than to support this tourism initiative? You know, I would love it if at some point, somewhere down the line, the Hanu Hanu and the Vanu Vanu meet, just so they can have a fascinating discussion that I'm just listening to. The directors of the Hanu and the metaphors of the Vanu would be amazing. Of course, tourism is an industry new to Drow. This is a familiar territory in many respects, and people necessarily have their concerns. But who better to assuage those concerns than someone who's roamed far and wide and met with Countess Raleigh from all over the continent? Ah, shucks. We have Genano. Mablo introduced Liplu, an elder Silahali. She would often visit our village to peddle her wares, and it was because of her we saw fit to consider the proposal. When we first gathered to discuss the issue, Liplu painted a vivid picture of the impact her venture would have on the region, financial and otherwise. Really? I handle the managerial side of the enterprise. If you decide to join us, I'll be counting on your insights to help me solve the little problems you will no doubt encounter along the way. The Pale Bells strive to spread happiness through trade. It's little wonder that they find a warm welcome wherever they go. Their guiding principle has earned them a great deal of trust over the years. Yeah, unless you're a no-good gringo from Eorsia. There's that Lalafell dude. You're aware that Kazuoka was ravaged by mighty storm, yes? By welcoming more travelers to our land, we stand to gain many new customers, not to mention the opportunity to work for the travel agency itself. In this way, we hope to raise the funds we need to rebuild and recover. This will also be an excellent chance for the rest of Doral to get to know us. No matter how you look at it, we'd be fools not to cooperate with Liplu and her brother. The core of our business is providing accommodations and guided tours for the local area. SSP Kokavu is putting the shipwright skills to use, heading up construction for our base of operations by Duck Poga. From sourcing foodstuffs to souvenirs and everything in between, we're working hand in glove with the good people of Okano to make sure this venture benefits everyone involved. Still, there are a few things I'm worried about. The guided tours, for example. Visitors who journey here after making a reservation of our office in Troliolo, and we'll have to guarantee their safety every step of the way. After all, we can't expect our customers to handle themselves like you can. And that leads us neatly back to my proposition. So how about it? Can we count on your help as a special advisor while the travel agency finds its feet? Consider yourselves advised, especially. As proposition, one might refuse. Consider yourselves advised, especially. Yippee! Aha! I knew we could count on you. Wonderful! Although I'm loath to put your work straight away, I will seek your assistance. We guys have each devised a plan for our respective tours, based on our knowledge of our homeland. We will benefit greatly from the input of a worldly traveler like yourself. Honest opinions only. Alright, I'm gonna put you through the ringer. Liplu, perhaps you could accompany Mrawa and appraise the tours as well? I'll step behind and oversee construction with approval. A fine idea. Guys, please wait in your respective tour locations. I will take Mrawa to each of you in turn. Let's get touristerous. When you're ready, just say the word. I'm as keen as the Hano are to hear your thoughts. Ah, thoughts. All set? Now then, our three guides have planned 3 unique tours, so we will speak with them one at a time before proceeding to the next. We'll start by paying a visit to Hano in the Fields of Gold, who I am told wishes to showcase local industry with a focus on the village and reed fields. Let's go. I'm gonna have to restock soon on these. Come on, Stormageddon. We ride. Fly! Yeah, those sure are fields. There's something enchanting about the sight of all these reeds swaying in the wind, especially at night, when you can see the fireflies dancing among them. I'm glad you're here. I almost couldn't bear to wait. Right, let me explain my concept of the tour. First and foremost, I see this is a chance for our customers to understand we Hano, and where better to learn than right here among our reeds fields. After all, reeds are at the very heart of our culture. Just cast your gaze across these lush fields, and you'll get a sense of what defines us. But that's enough about my thoughts. What do you think? I should like to believe this is a place for those not of the Hano who can also appreciate, but I think this is what you take a keen interest in the reed fields. Perhaps reeds shouldn't be their sole focus. Let her be out of harm's reach at the very least. Perhaps reeds shouldn't be their sole focus. There needs to be a bit more. Something specific. The tour should absolutely involve the reeds, but as Morales suggests, I think visitors will want to learn about the other aspects of Hano culture too. Perhaps giving them a tour of local settlements will serve as a worthy introduction to traditions. Yes, I think the plan is coming along nicely. Summarized, if we begin by guiding guests around the villages, they'll see how reeds are so tightly woven with Hano culture. That way, they'll appreciate the precious resource growing in your paddies all the more. I was so excited about showing visitors our fields, I hadn't considered that they might like to learn about the normal everyday lives of the Hano too. I appreciate the suggestion. Consider also having a range of handicrafts on offer that visitors might purchase if so inclined. Perhaps a mix of practical household items and esoteric trinkets, charms and the like. Alright, let's head to the breath between next. Hali has proposed a walking tour of the river and ought to be waiting for us there. Alright, let's go down by the river. Down by the river with generative help. waters here are dazzling clear, don't you think? And filled with a bounty of fish besides. Of course, the current is awful strong as well. We must take care that no guests fall in, lest they be swept away in an instant. I completely lost track of time. My attention was whisked away by the endless waters of Kujaksha. If you don't already know, Kujaksha means big tongue in our language. If you aren't careful, you might find yourself slurped up and taken up by the current. You know, I bet insights into the language like that prove a hit with the visitors. I'm glad you think so, but I'm still a little unsure of my plan. The idea is to guide guests along the river, explaining the language and local history as I go, but is that really enough entertainment? The educational stroll sounds delightful. Oh, how about walking in a spot of fishing too? I say, have you never done fishing in this game? I see, offering an activity. Besides, sizing is a wonderful idea. I appreciate your advice. Whatever form the tour takes, I want to make sure our guests leave completely satisfied. I'll be sure to confer with Liplu as I hammer out the details. Yippee! It's time we went to see Junahalu. Let's propose the magical spelunking tour in which visitors can marvel at the natural beauty of the world beneath our feet. To Cave Kikitola. The soft green light reflecting off the rocks, the cool crisp air, the tinkling of the flowing water. I feel as though I'm in the presence of the divine. You just say, divine. There you are. I'm starting to feel lonesome, waiting for you to arrive. Let's get straight to it, shall we? Cave Kikitola is the source of many minerals and medicinal ingredients. For generations, it's been held as a sacred site of healing. I'm sure visitors will be enamored with the cave's natural beauty, but the route here from the village is long and arduous, and the interior is rather dark. I fear it might not be a suitable reward for the challenge of simply getting here. Given the cave's symbolic importance, I think it's a splendid idea. Maybe we could try their hand at collecting medicines and minerals. I'm more concerned about the fiends nearby. You might be right. Compared to the other plants, at least the fiend threat is certainly an issue. I should have given that more consideration. Well, we could reserve the course for particularly seasoned customers, so long as they are accompanied by guides capable of dealing with any unfortunate encounters. We should be able to mitigate the risk. Besides, the cave is truly stunning, not to mention rich in resources. I think the experience could prove highly educational. With a detailed plan and plenty of safeguards in place, I foresee a lot of demand for such a tour. I must say the two of you are full of fine ideas. I'm starting to get excited. Just give me a little longer and I'll have my plan ready. Well, with that, we've heard all three proposals from our guides. I'm sure you're tired after all that traipsing around. Let's get back to Okano, shall we? I forget that the setup was a bit long. That just gives me more time for streaming. Sorry to have taken up so much of your time, but you helped address the guide's worries and brought some excellent suggestions to the table. While we were out there, a question I've been pondering came to mind. What exactly is it that we're selling with the trolley travel agency? It's not as simple as peddling produce or providing a service. If we're unsure, we'll have a hard time enticing customers. For the longest time, I couldn't pinpoint the answer, but hearing those proposals made it crystal clear. We're in the business of ephemeral experiences. It is our responsibility to curate every moment of a visitor's stay and ensure they leave unforgettable memories that last a lifetime. That way, our customers will be sure to fall in love with Casablanca and its people. And money. We're making lots of money. I can practically hear my inner abacus crackling away, provided we could hold fast to our principles and remember that we are here to serve our customers above all else. I'm confident they'll have no qualms about parting with their hard-earned pal. The Trail Travel Agency will be synonymous with experiences both exceptional and unforgettable. I'll have to drive the message home when I promote our enterprise in the capital. Then there's the matter of making sure the benefits outweigh the burdens for the Hanu. There's so much to do! But before all of that, how about we take a look at our soon-to-be built base of operations near Dr. Poga? Like my brother and Wukafu, I dare say they've made remarkable progress already. Let's go. Let's fly. Yes, the turtle. Yeah, I'm not doing that today. So that's where this place is for. Apparently, they've already they're ready to start construction. The blueprints have been finalized and all the materials are at hand. Once the work is finished, then the countdown really begins. Here's hoping for satisfied customers and, more importantly, happiness for all involved. Be they Hanu, Pelu, or adventurer extraordinaire. It's so wonderful to have you on board. Let's work together and make this a stunning success. What do you say we get this thing built? Well. They got brochures and everything. Yippee! With construction work on the Dawntrail Travel Agency complete, Liplo and her associates have their eyes set on establishing Casablanca as a top tourist destination. Yet, a host of challenges remain before their goals can be realized. As special advisor, it is your duty to offer support and guidance as they embark on this exciting new enterprise. Okay then. We've unlocked the society quests. We are friendly. Hello, proponent. Oh, Kali. Let's grab some quests. Do you believe? A notion of promotion. You'll be eager to spread the word of the Dawntrail Travel Agency. We can't simply wait around and hope customers find us on their own accord. It's vital people are made aware of the travel agency's existence. To that end, I had these promotional flyers made up. Can I trouble you to distribute them to Okbekbe? Yeah, sure. Traders traveling from the capital often visit the settlement. I'd have you seek out potential customers and give them the flyer. Ideally, they'll then spread the word about our enterprise to their associates and loved ones. The Hano residing in Okbekbe are already familiar with the agency, so try and target other Turali when handing out the flyers. Travel safely. Well, I also hear a sack full of memories. You're concerned about a stock of souvenirs. The travel agency is planning to add Okano souvenirs and mementos to our store shelves. We'll take but a small operating fleet, of course, while the bulk of the profits will be funneled back to the local artisans. The wares in question will all be items that Hano craft on a daily basis. We thought such goods would make the perfect keepsakes, and so negotiated a deal. This player has the new hairstyle from Fantasia. There's a deal to sell them directly to our customers. We're expecting a new batch at any moment, as a matter of fact. Would you mind visiting one of our industrious artisans and picking up the next delivery? Okay. Growing as a guide. We would have you join one of the training guides for spotter practice. One of our newly recruited tour guides wishes to rehearse before beginning their duties in earnest. When it comes to local knowledge, you couldn't ask for a better guide. Alas, they struggle with public speaking. Perhaps you could offer some advice and encouragement? Let's do this. I don't think we can get ventures from these society quests, so we're not going to be spending our resource on them. Guide in training. Hey, guide in training. You're the agency's special advisor? Did you please send you to help me practice? Forgive me, I'm a little nervous. Let's see. Yes. The waterway right in front of us. It's a tributary of Kaiju-Z. The river itself splits into several waterfalls. As a matter of fact, Kaiju-Z was formed over millennia by 3 of those very similar falls. At least that's what people say. Each of the waterfalls has a name. And, well, the names are quite vivid. Jopik means neck's blood, and Jono means arm's blood. Then there's Jotune, which means leg's blood. Each name relates to the list build. Our forebears. Try to maintain your rhythm until the very end. I'm so sorry. I'll let my nerves get the better of me. Where was I? Ah, yes. Back when the giants still ruled Kosamoka, Hano, who refused to submit to their tyranny, were put to death and dismembered. Their mutilated bodies were thrown into the river, and from there flowed piecemeal over the separate waterfalls. Although the falls are a beautiful sight to behold, they also remind we Hano of the sacrifices made by those before us. That concludes my introduction to the Free Falls of Cave Kiktoa. Thank you for listening. Now for sports and the weather. I stumbled over my words here and there, but as long as I keep practicing, I know I can succeed. Thank you for your help. Yippee-ki-yay, mother clicker! the artisan. Can I assume that you've come to collect souvenirs? I want to impress the agency's customers with the quality of our craft, so I've been working doubly hard to ensure everything is perfect. Here, please hurry the shipment back to Evely. Thank you. And now to get the last ones. Yeah, something for me? Yeah, check this out. A travel agency based in Kozamoka, and with an office in Soliolo. Come to think of it, my mother is always talking about visiting the region. I have to show her this when I get back to the capital. Alright. A family package deal. Are you here in business too? Yeah. This. Ah, the Toledo Travel Agency. I must say, distributing flyers like this is such an efficient means of conveying information. I should just get seen wherever my building takes me. Bye-bye. I think this is a Viera. Could be wrong. Gibraltar. What is the matter? This is the matter. No, this is a piece of paper. No, it's parchment. A travel agency offering guided tours. Fine idea. Ever since the visit to some local business, I've been itching to return. With an enterprise like this in the region, I might just have to bring my family along with me. Another package deal, huh? Excellent. And now we go back. Back to the past. Samurai Jack. I appreciate your help with handing out the flyers. Given the number of visitors passing through Okbekbe, might just be the best location in Kozamoka to promote the travel agency. Of course, flyers are available outside our office in Toliolo, but there's nothing like a grassroots approach to really generate awareness. Exactly. Each flyer will hand out as a potential customer in the making. My job is to make sure expectations are exceeded if and when they decide to visit. Yeah, I'm maxed out on tombstones. Can't be helped. Tomorrow, that's not gonna be a problem. You have the new batch of souvenirs. Yes, here you go. Ah, excellent. Thank you very much. In case you were curious, this time the sack was filled with feather charms. They're fashioned to serve as talismans for safe travel and are made from flight feathers at the Hano moat. Naturally, over time. Thank you again for your help. If past experience is anything to go by, these will soon set out as well. I'd appreciate any time you can spare for those delivery runs. Sounds like our guide and training benefited from the rehearsal. With a little more practice, they'll soon be ready for their first customer. Thank you. Perhaps you can offer some more advice the next time you find yourself a little sad. start. Let's see if we can actually get something. Nothing yet. No. Okay, there's good time as any to grab these. Not in. We teleport back. Now where do the letter start? Okay, so our next step is in XIV. And we're gonna go miner. Yippee! Nice this outfit. I never bothered getting the most upgraded outfits though. I'm gonna be fixing that in a minute. When we get to the deliveries. Are you asking yourself, Kaiju, why aren't you teleporting down there? Well, I'm not in a rush right now, so I'm just gonna fly. Gotolja. Cultivating hope. Gotolja fidgets anxiously. The difficulty of this quest will be sick to your current level. Yippee. Marawa, nice to see you. Do you have a moment? This may not come as a surprise since you personally helped negotiate our import of foreign crops, but a researcher has recently arrived from Charlotte. I have a mind to go and pay my respects, but... well, I know little about Charlians, and I'm worried I'll cause an offense. Would you come along, if only for my peace of mind? Alright, let's go. You count on me, friend. My thanks. Her name is Angir, and she should be in the southern district of the city. I should have just... no. Okay. Angir, that is a Zayla aura name. So she must have come from the steppe. Let's maybe her. I'm hoping she travels so far for our sakes. Uh-huh. Hello there. May I be of assistance? And I'm Kaiju-Z, former mercenary. I'll fashion whatever odds and ends need making. The aura autarch says you have come to oversee the growth of our new crops here in Mamuk, so we wanted to express our gratitude. It's very kind of you. My name is Angir, and it's my pleasure to be at your service. When I first heard my assignment, I was intrigued. A forest dominated by the etheric influence of meteorites. Rest assured, we shall soon have experimental cannery up and running. New crops will flourish here, and this I promise. Indeed, my chief concerns of the moment is not one of potential, but one of manpower. Mamuk is rather sparse in population as not. Yes, most of our able-bodied workers have left, either to become mercenaries or, for other reasons. I myself would be glad to help, but I doubt one extra body will count for much. You should use waivers. Put the right use, our waivers can solve about any problem. Revolcha, how many years has it been? I thought you'd moved to Leon for good. When I heard changes was in the air from Mamuk, I had to come and see for myself. Using waivers sounds like an excellent idea. We could hitch them to plows, have them cart heavy equipment. All we need now is someone willing to gather extra materials we require. I know a few gatherers, but most are getting on in years. I have to find an adventurous, so if you need anything more than local mushrooms or the odd medicinal herb, I am the beast, not ore. Tipper, you? I'm an adventurous gatherer. Leave it to me. Then it's settled. You'll be well compensated, I promise. Haha. Flattered. I look forward to working with you, friend. Rara, Revolja, you both have my thanks. Thinking nothing of it, I'll gather what if I were handlers I can find and explain the situation. I'm sure they'll be happy to help as well. Rawa, would you mind going with Revolja? He's a good lad, but he gets ahead of himself sometimes. You're more than proving your talent of communication, so if he's drinking to make up his point, let him handle, would you? I appreciate your cooperation. I'll be here planning the next the particulars if you need anything. Okay, let's go and find Revolja. Bakuja, not Bakujaja. My darling has needs. I won't force him to do work he doesn't enjoy. Well, whoever's trained up for battle, I doubt it'll be much use to farm. Remind me, why we're here again? As I've been saying, waivers are the answer. But ours are specifically trained for combat. How do you reckon they'd help farming? Almara, perfect timing. Tell them our one whoever's worth at least 10 men on the field, won't you? Whoever hunters stand in awkward silence, try convincing them on behalf of Revolja. My precious wife only smashes things. I love to be of service, but if my darling can't smash something to bits, then I'm afraid we're at an impasse. How about smashing rocks? That sounds... Oh, smashing! Leave it to me and my wiver. We'll have the garden beds free of obstructions in a blink. There we go. Believe me, we all want new crops here in Mamuk. I'm happy to help. I just want to know how wiver trained for battle could be useful. We need wivers to haul equipment. I see a wiver with the strength for combat should have no problems with that. Very well. Both of us will be over presently. What does he expect our wivers to do exactly? Hold with their horns? Gotoja will outfit them with farming equipment. Simple as. Oh, that makes far more sense. I could just Gotoja's hide at work, so count me in. That was incredible. You convince them all to help just like that. Now, there's one last person I think we need. His name is Kaiju-Z, and he's not Jules, just think about not a farmer. Make an interesting experience. Let me just do something real quick, because it's bothering me. Go. T-Rex, I need you. This is Kaiju-Z. We've been best friends since childhood, but well, after I moved to Lolo, we haven't had much contact. You were part of the third promised retinue, weren't you? What brings you here? In Revolta? We just met, actually. A researcher from afar is beginning work on machinery here, and we're both lending a hand. I was hoping you might help out as well, knowing as much as you do about farming in these forests. You think I ain't a trader who abandoned his own land for the comforts of Tuliolo? The look in your face. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. But it is in great part thanks to this man here that such words can be said in jest. Much has changed from Amok. If my best friend has finally come home, I'd be a fool to refuse this, please. Oh. Joking aside, your words didn't ring hollow, Kaiju-Z. To many, I was a traitor to everything Amok once stood for. A traitor to my friends, for never writing. It broke my heart to leave, but I couldn't stand the zealotry of blessed siblings. Now that the old teachings have been left in the past, I want to do everything I can for Amok's future. Thank you, Kaiju-Z, for your forgiveness. I hope that you, Mrao, and I can help find a new way forward. Alright, hopefully we have enough people to get started. Let's go and ask our Ankir if she needs anything else. Doja is helping outfit the waivers with carts and plows. They'll be along afterwards. I just introduced myself to Angir. Let me know how I can help. Thank you for your aid in recruiting the others. With a handful of waivers, our worker shortage is now but a trifle. The handlers have their orders, but there's one thing I would yet ask of you. While fertile, the soil needs some additions to better accommodate the seeds and starters I've brought with me. I think some charcoal should balance out its seed nicely. Perhaps you could bring some from the Jobri Centerfield? I've obtained the proper permissions from the Igsbraks to gather from the Autumn Horizon. As long as your work is done respectfully, we have nothing to fear. We'll begin setting up a base of operations in the meantime, so let me know once you've acquired what we need. Okay. Let's fly. Right, it was that far away. This does make me think of how far they've come since dropping the whole blessed siblings practice. Sure, it's been probably like a few months, but people just seem like they're doing better emotionally. To even be able to just make that as a joke is saying a lot. Okay. I should have just done it once. I'm a genius. Oh, who knows? Maybe I'll need it some more again later. We'll see. But yes, I am a genius. I am a genius. I'm a dumbass. When I'm done with this set, I'm just gonna, you know. Not the female to go for with a horse, but here we are. It's a relief to have Kaiju-Z work with us. He's been growing the jewel forever, so he and Angir should be unstoppable. Preparing the land before planting is an incredibly important step. If we have any hope for our new seedlings, we should take pains to do it properly. Welcome back. I trust you have what I asked for. Get these. Perfect, just what I had hoped. I have the wyver handlers mix our fertilizer into the soil so they till it. As they till it. Sorry. Words. Kit secure, cart secure. Ready when you are. Just about. Yes, this should be ground now finally enough. Pretty evenly. Once with the soil for beds, we can begin planting in earnest. Revolja, can I count on your continued support? Me? Kaiju-Z is the one who grows things. And you have grown our hopes into a viable operation by recruiting the necessary allies. Charisma like yours is essential for this gainer's success. No, Eto. Come on. Alright, I'll do what I can. My prize is Mamuja for Mamuk. Yippee! Your assistance would be invaluable, Mara, if you can spare the time. After all these years, my homeland's about to realize true progress. I would love to have you with us as we build a brighter future for my people. I'll help. My proudest adventurer from Omuk. When you put it that way, I can't really say no. I gnome has kept a lot of you. I'm truly grateful. It's heartening to have you with us. Sorry for the wait. The waivers are ready. Thanks, Kaiju-Z. Let's get started. God, this dude is so nice. I hope we can get it on our gesture or something. And there's our stalls. This candy will give Mamuk another chance. I can just feel it. I can feel it too. Let's show the world what these lands can grow. Together by our own hands. Lasers together strong. There we go. Now to do the free for the area. Root of the problem. Kaiju-Z is eager to put an end to their weed problem. The improved quality of the soil has got dollars for budding crops, but the weeds have also seen fit to grow in abundance. A perfect opportunity to test a new concoction Ankir has devised to discourage their growth. Want to trouble you to help procure ingredients for it? What we lack most at present is spring water from Snote Neusalte. Take care not to get lost. The paths there are said to be quite dark. Healing the fields. Okay, just getting out the fields of concern. Maintaining our field soil quality is a daunting task, but a necessary one, and one I'd like your assistance with, if you don't mind. You recall the materials we used as fertilizer before we planted our first crop, but yes, our supply is dwindling, so we will need to replenish our stores with items of similar quality soon. Given the soil's current condition, I believe some sandstone from the Jobre Cinderfield should serve as well. It is a bit of a journey, but the results will be worth it, I'm sure. Taking your leavings, Kaiju-Z seeks an adventurer willing to sow their hands for the soil. Ah, what a fortuitous timing. We've been meaning to try enriching the fields with manure, you see, and well, want to try to gather wherever our leavings from us? You don't have to look far into the Tika Heartland. The hunters who are looking for mushrooms are often not uncoverable avers. Should you see them, you're soon to find all that we need. 3 sacks of leavings should suffice, I think. Once you have them, Kaiju-Z over in Goma will gladly take them off your hands. Ladies, gentlemen, and others, we are the Warrior of Light. We've battled many gods and facilities of gods. We've defeated the destruction of reflections. We've cured depression. And to this very day, we still handle poop. We ball. Truly a humbling experience. You know, just in case you get too cocky. Get me the poop. Is this the poop? Poop. Poop too. Okay. Now poop free. Now for the next one. Come on, Nelito. Go. Not fly on over. There we go. Luckily, our level compensates for our item level. I am thinking of also doing a bit of a good crescent. At the very least, I can get like the mount and a minion or two, you know? Maybe the Arcanaut set, the scouting one, for the colors. Welcome, friend. Judging by that odor, I take it you just sent you? There it is. Didn't help much for growing with the Najol, but I can think of a few crops worth trying this with. Oh, hell, the mighty poop. This poop is bananas. Plots have been tilled and we are already started planting. If everyone's help, I'm sure we'll make it ready to gain rain. We sure will, buddy. We sure will. Hey, Makuja. So how did you fare? How did you fare? Excellent. With this, I imagine we will not want for the turn for quite some time. I guess. I've sold some. Yay! I can still remember when only a few hands were needed for quick pick the weeds. That we needed to do such lengths, go such lengths to contend with them can be frustrating and strangely gladdening. It is a reminder of the newfound bounty our land may provide, given the proper care. Hope for a better tomorrow has taken root here. Jackdaw. Now, if you excuse me, there are crops that are pretending. Anyway, it's for weeding or something. Blah. Good to see you return, Roa. I'll take it to your founder materials without tissue. Yes, but I do need a tissue. Hangers in the back. Can I actually go back there? Quality specimens as usual. This is great help to us. Let's sow once for nutrients after the harvest, and any new fields we plow will demand a supplementary fertilizer as well. So your contributions will go a long way towards a more bountiful crop. I hope we count on you again when our next supplies grow sparse. You're back. I've had it, but you created the unmistakable smell of a job well done. Compost made from fallen leaves and such was fine when we only had an ajou to worry about, but a more diverse selection of crops call for a richer soil, and that's where the animal manure comes in. Dirty business and all, but a ready supply of leavings is a blessing we can ill afford to ignore. There we go. Let's get my stuff fixed. Can I not go in the back? Oh man. Okay. Well, now we're gonna be heading to Orcapacha. Let me just culinarian. Yeah, better go for me, XL. So we fly. Done with side quests. Excuse me. Bot try to advertise they're stupid. Advertise selling fake viewers. Frosty neighbors. Far seeks skilled hand for an enormous task. Ah, a traveler from across the salt. Greetings. You may call me Far. You seem the type to have friends along with the breadth of our continent. Do you by chance know any particular skilled artisans? If you could introduce them to me, I would be eternally grateful. I'm a skilled artisan. You are that hand at crafting? Then I am in luck. As all of Orlar's echo. You're under a threat, you see, and require the help of one such as you to survive. You might want to elaborate, lass. A great avalanche has swallowed the place down as Sigurif. God damn it. Great Avalanche as well a place known as Ziggurat's the Open Armed. Once home for a sacred altar and its keepers, although frankly uninhabited at the time, I fear this was an accident. No, this destruction was caused by the snow spirits of Rakapacha. While we Yokui lived in harmony with these spirits for generations, they have as late become possessed by unconscionable rage. Not know why, and attempts to reason have only stoked their anger further. The ghosts are angry. You just steal their stuff. There is, however, a way to quell the spirits, a ceremony known as the Pact, which must be performed at the altar which was once so carefully maintained. An old friend told me this. Yet therein lies a problem. The avalanche swept away much of the altar and its surroundings. We must repair it quickly so the rite can be performed. If we fail, all Rakapacha may succumb to the spirit's wrath. Oh, can't have that. I like a challenge, but I want to see what I'm working with first. I'm having trouble imagining the extent of the damage. That is to be expected. Very well, let us visit what little remains. It'll help you understand more clearly what is at stake. To the south of Orloreco, you will find stairs leading to the ritual site. The guard at the top will allow passage to the mountain. That always makes me smile. You're the crafter helping Farfarar, yes? Thank you for helping her solve this troubling problem. You came, good. Before I cross the paths, may I ask your name? I'm Marawa Krug. Service. Marawa? Wait, the very same Marawa who fell for Garmanta? My apologies, I had no idea I was among one of our saviors. Not that I was doubtful before, but I suddenly feel much better about our chances of success. Come now, our destination is not far. Snow. Yes, this place has seen better days. This is what remains of Sigurte and the Open Armed. The damage is unlike anything I've ever seen. Even our histories contain few stories of such destruction. That structure at the far end is a breathless of altar. The ritual was performed, although to see it now, one could hardly guess what purpose it served. Do you feel that? Something beyond the usual chill in the air. Oh, the Yankee. Ah, yes. Trauma. They left, thank goodness. To think they would be so bold. You have seen now the frenzy which grips them, yet they looked almost frightened by you. Have you encountered the spirits before? Yes, of the mountain, we fought them. You bested them during the feat of proof. Well, you should expect no less from one who defeated the Tour of Withdrawal. If you are even half as good at crafting as you are at fighting, I believe we are in good hands. Yet, even if the spirits are felled, they will be born again. When next the snow falls, and they will rage. The pact is the only way we can set things right. And even if the altar were whole, there are none left who know how the ritual was conducted. Dawntrail was the final caretaker remaining and a dear friend of mine. However, before the avalanche buried all this, her body was lost in a tragic accident. I see. My condolences. Little I know about the pact, other from her. I never encouraged her to speak more of the sacred practice, but now I wish I had. Now I must make up my lack of curiosity. I'll learn how to appease the spirits in Dawntrail's stead. For many years, she was Urpacha's silent guardian. Let her take up the mantle she left behind. Now that you have seen the scale of the undertaking before you, I ask you once more, will you join me in rebuilding XIV at the open arms? I was fated to meet the spirit again, it seems. Thank you, Brawa. You have given me hope in these dark times. Before we get started on the altar proper, we should first restore the building where Dawntrail lived, so we might have shelter. It was fitting cold warmth, and she lodged there with the other caretakers. It couldn't make the perfect base from which to conduct her restoration. Now, rest assured, I do not intend to just us to shoulder the burden. We would do well to recruit a few more pairs of helping hands. I suppose that will be my first request. Please ask around Lord Echo for anyone willing to lend their aid. And I will make what preparations I can for the work ahead. Let's go and get him. To me, Nimbus! I love this cloud. The avalanche caused all that damage? I see. You know, I spoke with Dawntrail once, some years ago now. She said she lived alone in the mountains and was the sole keeper of an altar up there. Despite her solitary life, she seemed a bright and kind soul. I was saddened to hear her body was lost when she suffered that terrible fall. I had always hoped she would visit again and tell me more about her unique experiences. Until you met her the one time, I will not soon forget Dawntrail. To honor her memory, I pledge my aid in Circle the Open Arms reconstruction. My trade is carpentry, but I am ready and willing to help wherever it is needed. I shall speak with Farfar to see where I can be of use. Nobly! Well, didn't expect to see you here. It's been too long since last we met, Rala. I've come here with Nobly to trade, but the people seem unsettled somehow. Ah, the spirits. That explains why we were attacked by a group of one snowy day not long ago. We greeted them kindly as usual, but were assailed with icy magic without warning. I had no choice but to drive them back or risk Nobly's life. But it has been troubling me ever since. There are neighbors here in Norkpacha, after all, and we have lived in an army for so long. I think that's why you're greeting others to your aid. You never change, do you? Always eager to help those in need. Unfortunately, the life of a merchant demands that we don't rest our feet for too long. Perhaps we can send others your way. Only the best, of course. We promise to share what you told us today with anyone whose ear we can bend. Now let's be off more further. Okay. Spirits have been passing strange, that is true. They're usually harmless tricks that become malicious, merchants and other innocents being attacked and unprovoked. Usually they appear on snowy days and invite passerby to frolic under the falling sky flakes. What could have gotten into them? Regardless, this problem affects all of us in Rukapacha. If repairing the altar will help, then my supply of masonry is at your disposal. Excellent. Hey, Griffler. Hey, Zimmerman. Shopping Hui. You need help reporting Zigorte the Open Armed. I know the place. Yoku lived up there and looked after the altar, right? It was quite the trek, as I recall. They would visit from time to time. I knew there weren't many of them left, but I hadn't heard the last of them had gone. Terrible news, but if you're going to rebuild that legacy, you'll need broad. I have plenty of that to offer. Wait, aren't you someone I was helping with something previously? Regardless, let's get down to business. It seems the others have already crossed into the valley. I'll go soon as well after I discuss a few matters with Farfarar. You did well, Rama. I think we have the dependable crew to get started with. Warrior Guru here seems especially eager to pitch in. can do much more than shovel snow and haul stones, I am willing to assist in planning their construction from start to finish. Alright. If you're in charge of the larger picture, I can assign people to work there where it is needed most. Having overseen many projects of this scale, I believe this is to be the surest path to completion. You would do all that? Then I will be grateful to accept your help, Voyager. You're most welcome to it. Now, before we get started, do you happen to know where the Dawntrail is living sepulchre can be found? You're the most welcome to do it. Now, before we get started, do you have upon it must be engraved stories of her life and work. It may shed some light on the mysteries of the snow spirits and the pact itself. It was likely erected near the altar, but if so, then it too may have been buried in the avalanche. I see. Well then, since the snow must be cleaned away anyway, we can search for the sepulchre in the meantime. We'll find it, I am certain. Oh, there you are. You're the ones rebuilding the altar, right? Nobody told me you needed more help. When I saw how fiercely he wielded to deal with that cheater worker, I knew I had to become his people in trade, and so here I am. Considering nobody's eyes and ears, if you need someone to make deals with other merchants or procure supplies, then leave it to me. I know Nopli has been making a name for himself as of late. If he vouches for you, then welcome aboard. Let's go, we have a crew! This process is off to a better start than I ever imagined. With all the help we need and then some, so now is as good time as any for the hands of Sigurdsson to rebuild warmth. Speak to me when you're ready to use those expert skills there, could you form Ra? Of course. Get to it at once. Now, first things first, the restoration of our soon-to-be living quarters. The heavy lifting in the building can be left at Elsukui, while we craft the supplies we need for some of the finishing touches. If we are to live among those frozen peaks, we require an insulating agent to put on the floor and protect us from the cold. The space is large, so we'll need a few performances worth. Can I count on you for that? Here should be everything you require for the task, but if by chance you've run out, Warfordar will provide you with more. Okay. I won't need more. Oh, you did that? I shall assign tasks to the others. Let's get to work then. another quality. There we go. Go. Far. Oh no, that goes crafting. Behold, crafting. Oh my, that is indeed crafting. Aha, I see your skills were not a mere boast. Excellent work. Now thanks to you, Warmth will be a place worthy of its name. Please feel free to rest a while. We will take it from here. Now let's get the society area ready. A nice little start. Why, everyone works so eagerly, as if they have forgotten entirely the biting cold without. The sight surely speaks for the quality of your contribution. The road ahead for us is long, but I am glad we have taken our first step upon it together. I hope you will continue to lend us your expertise. Of course. Are you watching, Dr. Gore? I promise you that soon the spirits in your Kui will live in peaceful harmony once again. The collapsed living quarters have been repaired, marking the beginning of Zerkotze, the open arms restoration. Yet the snow spirits must still be appeased. Only by continuing their work can Farfarar and her crafters quell the spirits' rage and bring peace to the mountains. Let me just check something real fast. There we go. Snow on the mountain. One shouldn't let problems pile up, as Vigor well knows. With warmth now happily restored, our work has commenced in earnest. There shall be constant need to clear away snow, and I would be grateful if you could contribute some equipment for that purpose. Snow becomes unmanageable if allowed to accumulate unchecked. I would ensure that tools are always available, that anyone may tend to the removal in their spare moments. When you're ready, please seek out Sharkorkur as Zugote, the open armed. She will furnish you with the materials you need. I should check something. The best way to go with this. Uyghur has started selling carts, work of cart. Since our work commenced, we have been needing to transport large amounts of supplies in Zurgote and open armed. While we have some bolstery carts for this purpose, there is presently not enough to meet demand. I wish to build more and I ask that you furnish us with some necessary parts. Garhar Lord yonder has the materials you require, so please present yourself to him. My thanks in advance. Happiness is a warm poncho. Virgo is hoping you are well versed in crafting winterwear. I'll make you winterwear with food. Merchant Caravan has been paying more frequent visits to Zurgote the Open Armed of late. But as we are to host them, I cannot help but fear for their health in these frigid climes. I like to craft them some warm garments to ward off bitter winds, but I know little unless about crafting garb for smaller folk. Might I ask you to design these vestments in my stead, something that will keep any visitors from succumbing to the cold, no matter their size, just about pouch perhaps. Garhler over there has a surplus of clothing material, so do not hesitate to make use of the stock. Okay. Work of cart. You're helping us build carts. Good, good. Clothing components are always welcome. Without further ado, then please use these materials to repair parts for the axle. If you run out, I shall provide you with more. When the items are ready, you may deliver them directly to the vehicle. I wish you happy crafting. It's just average, so. Some cold restraint guard for our guests, you say? Then you've come to the right place. To ensure there's enough to go around, I suggest you craft 3 sets. Okay, if you could fashion up a poncho durable enough to proper installation, you'll have weight enough for easy travel, why, that would be a deal. I have a wealth of materials at the race, so if you need more, do feel free to ask. When you're finished with these garments, you do want to make for Warlord Zeko and seek out Pelo Merchant Friend. Our Merchant Friend. Words. It's not high quality, so. Oh dear, the mountain winds are as biting as ever. Can I help you, friend? No, can I help you? Ponchos for me and mine. Oh, delightfully warm. And the size is adjustable as well. A fine quality product indeed. I'm certain I could climb the mountain in comfort with this. It would be my pleasure to wear it. Thank you kindly for your hard work. Please do send my regards to the Voyager as well. Last one before we send these on. Wah shoy, wah shoy. Welcome, Roa. I understand you're helping us make some renewal. Makes us. I understand you're helping us make snow removal equipment. We would be grateful if you could concoct some snow melting agent. Here are the necessary ingredients. Should you require more, you need but say a word. When you have finished, please deliver your handiwork to our provisioning under. Our thanks for your kind assistance. Okay. Provisioner. Oh, do you have some snow removal tools for me, perchance? Oh yeah, here's your tasty tools. Oh, these look to be excellent quality indeed. They shall serve us very well. You may return to Virgor with my gratitude. Start the mountain. I'll freight you with the snow removal tools. Ah. All crafted and delivered then. You are in your debt. While snowflakes are light as air, they can quickly form burdensome piles. We must be diligent in cleaning away snow, and for that we can never have too much equipment. In this and many other things, we hope we can rely on your continued cooperation. Sure. Mrava, how are the card components coming along? Sturdy and light. Scarcely more than a glance, you were able to identify a point of improvement. You're truly an extraordinary artisan. We are traditionally built with stone and wood, typically prioritize strength at the cost of weight. Given the mountainous terrain in which the carts will be used, however, it will be wise to keep weight to a limit. Your components help us to achieve that, and I shall enjoy assembling the final products with them. The launches were well received, were they? I am pleased to hear it. There are many products we cannot procure from workers, Warlord Echoes alone, so the more merchant visitors we have, the better. As our work continues, I do not doubt the restoration will see the mountain flourish with guests. Perhaps it would be prudent to craft surplus of ponchos for them for the future. Sure. And now, with that done, we're going for the deliveries. To leave, start somewhere in town. Alright, I need to have unlocked that. Right. I guess collectible's gonna have to wait. Some libraries, that is. I'm a genius. I forgot. I need to finish 7.1 so I can do that. So, because that's gonna be a thing for later down the line. Guess we're just gonna focus on doing this. Some side quests. Nice. Price. That over there should be the. We'll do it next time. Let's grab this one. Is it Sean? Is it Sean? A strange man is staring at you intently, perhaps too intently. Morale, at last! You know how long I've waited here, hoping we might finally meet. There is a matter of utmost importance I simply must have your assistance with. But introductions are in order. I am Seshian, professor of archaeology at the studium. At the best of the former head of the region, I was invited to oversee various archaeological expeditions throughout the Ral. I heard from a little bird in Volok Shunza that you, a most renowned adventurer, have made your way to the continent, and could think of no better individual to aid me in uncovering its history. As a matter of fact, I have already made a most fascinating discovery in the wilds of Jackdraw. I chartered the balloon to examine a point of interest in Shaloni, you see, and soon discovered ruins which have been unstained for 9 millennia. Surely luck is on my side, I thought, but alas, things soon took a turn for the worse. In the spirit of inquiry, I hired a group of mercenaries for protection and made my first raid in the area, but we were no more than halfway through before a host of fierce fiends barred our approach. Truth be told, it is a miracle we even made it out alive. Yet, for a seasoned explorer like you, I dare say delving into the deepest recesses of such ruins unharmed would be a child's play. What do you say? Would you aid my investigation and embark on this new adventure? Sure, why not? I knew you wouldn't disappoint. The ruins lie beyond the river north of Lake Tuaria in Shaloni. Let's continue our expedition there. Let's go to Shaloni then. I completely forgot that some of these things are not yet unlockable. Let's fly. That changes my energy levels entirely. information. Wonderful, you're here. History lost. The agent lies in the valley just upstream. There's a landscape unlike any other. New, simple tenders of all shapes and sizes. I call it Tender Valley. Doubtless the ruins have remained untouched for all these years due to its barbed environments. After all, none would wish to become the victim of their thousand needles, though I believe the ruins nested deep within the valley to be Yakuya in origin. A closer inspection revealed the motifs I could not recognize. There's a new discovery waiting to be found within. I'm sure of it. Alas, the defense mechanisms protecting it were far too much for the mercenaries I hired. You would be wise not to underestimate them yourself. Ah, lest I forget, you should know that I dropped some of my notes concerning the expedition during my escape. If you would know my findings, I encourage you to search for the records during your exploration. I shall await your return here, and trust you the honor of discovering the unknown which lie within. Okay. I guess I'm gonna be doing this then. I'm just gonna walk on over to get warmed up at the fire. There we go. Tender, supple tender. someone's not infused about being here. But yeah, we're in the Sabotage Valley. Out of courtesy to other players, I'm just gonna follow along stuff, and I'll luckily go back and reread everything. That is a big tender right there. Alright, my Viper friend, let's do this. We'll link it down pretty fast though, so that's good. That was close. And down he goes. That's just greed. Stop all you want. We're winning. We are, in fact, by winning. What are we here? No. Oh, hail the great serpent! Oh, hail the greatest serpent after all! Scream. We must defeat you. What sort of tricks are you gonna pull on us now? Not this stuff again. Aha! That's all for good attention. That hurt. That hurt a lot. Ow. Ow. All hail. Sweet! Ah, his magics were off. Okay, now we teleport to the back. I started reading. Alright, now. Though I spoke with some at Saru and Shaloni, and should only perform expedition, they had precious little to say about the ruins. I did learn, however, of a cautionary tale told to the young, that to enter the valley comes at risk of great swelling pain from the tender's needles. A pain I quite acutely feel at the very moment. Nice job, man. Don't have the matter for it. It's such a nice, like, dungeon look. I feel like I'm watching Five Goes West. I'm in awe of the sheer splendor of these ruins. It's clear that they could not have been made by the ancestors of the Hitsaru or Tawada. From the architecture, I dare say they are of Yokui make. For those who built Zorgor to boundless, the construction and edifices of such magnitude is a feat well within their capabilities. On the other hand, the subtle design of the engravings on the structure and their ingenuity of the aqueduct are unlike anything I have seen in the Upacha. Perhaps these discrepancies can be attributed to the cultural differences with the Yokui who came to these lands. Ah yes, culture. Are these serious stone-like creatures voidsent? Or perhaps golems? Whatever it may be, they demand we leave the place even as they attack us. That's all I can do to scribble down these notes while evading their relentless assaults. I'll give the guy that. He's very dedicated to his scribblings. As that leverage brief I thought occurs to me, they could be mammoths created for the purposes of mining resources, yes. Yet, the most logical explanation for their aggression would be that they are a defensive mechanism left behind by the Yokui. Though my guards appear similarly fatigued, we can hardly retire now, not with the promise of a great new discovery lies just before us. Ah yes, the fatigued guards. Which appears to be, for lack of a better term, a walking chimney, guards the door leading to the ruins. The doors themselves possess a design wholly unfamiliar to me, and I cannot help but feel we are on the verge of discovering something incredible. Alas, the pain from the needle which pierced my lower back worsens. What's more, the arm of one of my guards is paralyzed, leaving him incapable of lifting his sword. I cannot hope to face this thing unscathed. When my heart breaks, we're no recourse but to withdraw. I think that's the last of them. Let me just head to the back over there and see where things are going to lead. Yeah, I'll see no notes. Okay, that's enough of that. Sheesh. station we go. You are returned and with nary a needle to be seen. I experienced them firsthand myself. The pain was simply indescribable. That said, once it subsided, I was surprised to find that the lower back pain which had ailed me for years had completely vanished. Now, tell me of your expedition. I wish to hear everything. What did you see? What was hidden deep within those ruins? I see. How truly remarkable. Think that the structures of a separate civilization lie in the depths of the Yokui ruins, and at their deepest point, a great serpentine creature waited. This is beyond the shadow of a doubt a significant discovery regarding Dawntrail's history. Tell me, what else have you concerning the valley's depths? I dare say the ruins predate the Yokui. It reminded me of the ancient Ronkan ruins I saw in another world. Seemed special, I guess. I've no doubt that there were many gospels that foretold of the great serpent's majesty. You know of the legendary inscriptions said to be within, written by an illustrious Yokui of Veld? I am most impressed, yet I've yet to fully decipher them, but if the creative creature described in chapter 56, verse 3, is in fact the great serpent, this is the most intriguing discovery indeed. You know, there's a theory that this guy is the reflection of the one mage. Based on your descriptions, it's likely that the ancient Yokui simultaneously feared and revered the serpent of unfathomable power, and after encountering it, constructed the temple to conceal it from the world. This may be the final element which proves my life's work. A theory, the eerie resemblance of the reflection of civilizations. Yep, it's him. In my capacity as a professor of the studium, I've taken the liberty of reading the silence reports concerning the source, its reflections, and the civilizations therein for myself. Their findings indicate that the Sundering diminished mankind's intelligence to that of beasts. The flourishing civilization of the ancients was forgotten, and the peoples of each perfection set out to separate paths, forging disparate civilizations of their own. Yet, can we say that these civilizations, worlds apart, are truly so different? If you all came from one shared and ancient heritage, it would be natural that the development of each society and culture bears similarities to one another. Sure. What I'm trying to say is that it's entirely possible a society which predates the Yokui and bears similarities to the ancient Ronka once existed in the source. Naturally, it is necessary to conduct further research regarding how twin civilizations born in two separate worlds developed under entirely different environments. Nevertheless, your discovery today has provided further proof of the possibility of my theory. On that subject, I would ask you to join me on another adventure, more markedly less fraught with danger, as one who has traversed beyond the rift of the forest. Your knowledge and insight concerning ancient Ronka are invaluable. I will journey you to Warlord's Echo and speak with a chronicle of Yokui, that I may learn of their legends. Who knows, I may just discover some striking parallels to the culture of ancient Ronka. Okay. Let's fix things up. Okay, that's not it. Anything, Sean? Master Zetian has told me of his requests. I hope that I am able to be of some help. I am pleased to see you made it, Ra. I came by Apaka and for a blessing. Felt no pain in my lower back in the entire ride. There are some medicinal applications of tender needles. Is a field deserving of further study. Ah, yes, acupuncture? Yeah, acupuncture. A subject for another time, perhaps. The personage before us is the self-same individual who informed me that Yokui ruins may exist in Shaloni. They looked after me when I came here previously to the fieldwork and are an extraordinary erudite individual, well versed in ancient legends. Tell me, my friend, based on what I've shared with you, were you able to find any commonalities between the legends of your people and the ruins we discovered in Dawntrail? Excluding those concerning disease, precious few stories of our ancestors who traversed north have been passed down. But for the valiant warriors who brought the sky ruin low, I would share with you a story regarding the Great Serpent, one we normally would not disclose to outsiders. Please follow me to the illegible passage. The mirrors shall explain all. I love this music so much. So these are the murals which depict the legends of the Yokui. Not previously here for research, I was not allowed in this far. A legend concerning great shepherds just hidden within this mural. Pray gaze upon it carefully as I weave from you an ancient tale. Long, long ago, a sect of our ancestors forged north. There, deep within a valley, they discovered the remains of an ancient temple. And that's how they unlocked the plague. Its inhabitants had long perished, and the purpose for which the structure existed was itself an enigma. Yet when our forebears finally delved into its furthest recesses, they discovered the great serpent deep in slumber. It should be noted that our people revere serpents as divine creatures who govern the boundary between worlds. To behold one of such immense power, dormant there within the ruins, they believed it best to build a temple around its chambers and offer prayers for its divine protection. Yet in the ensuing years, our people were plagued by disease. The plague. Time and again, our ancestors ordered supplications for divine assistance, but no matter how fervent the prayers, the Great Serpent never deigned to answer them. In that end, a great many of our forebears withdrew from the northern lands. Only the most devout worshippers of the great serpent remained, but they too would eventually withdraw in a somber procession, having buried too many brothers and sisters. Thus that will remain prayed for the great serpent's awakening. They prayed for a salvation that would never come. Yet why should it awaken now? And what incited this aggression? Was it simply by chance that it browsed in so foul a mood, or is there perhaps some underlying reason we've yet to uncover? The devout who held vigil on the temple held this belief. When the great serpent doth awaken, its glow shall envelop the world. In other words, the creature's discovery was itself a pretext to legitimize their territorial expansion north. Yet the prayers fell on deaf ears only now before our benefactor, as the great serpent finally awoken. A peculiar but altogether fascinating turn of events. If the being you encountered truly was divine, mayhap it is you who shall receive its blessings. All hail! If you consider that our friend here is the traveler capable of crossing the rift twixt worlds, was blessed by a being who governs the boundary, would it not fit the interpretation held by the sect who reigned? At any rate, Rao's testimony and the legends of the Yakui shall go a long way in verifying my theory. If I can gather sufficient evidence that these two civilizations, worlds apart, share fundamental values and prove my thesis, our outlook on history shall be irrevocably changed, mayhap even as an entire new field of study shall be pioneered. Does this inception of civilization and its infancy bear similarities in its reflection? Was there some localized connection between them, such as a planer fissure, or perhaps there was some all-powerful keeper of whispers peering through the veil? Just thinking about what it is that connects us across the rift gets my heart racing. Wait a second. Yep, that is a reference. Yeah, that's our boy. That's our boy. That's our little guy. I love you, Kinfort. Just thinking about it, as that connects us across the rift, gets my heart racing. Ha 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 ha. I certainly have my work cut out for me. And now that we've made the route safe, I may resume my expedition and, perhaps more importantly, continue writing my thesis. Master Chronicler Murawa, I cannot thank either of you enough for your cooperation this day. I know not where my research will take me, but have no doubt my pursuit of the mysterious and miraculous will see us cross paths again. Bye. Well, with this done, we're getting very close to the end of the stream that we normally end it on. So I think this is a good spot to end things, you know? I shall see you again tomorrow at some point. I'll make an announcement, whatever, for a shorter stream where we do the dailies of the society quests. Other than that, I'll more consistently see you on Friday for more Vampire Great Bloodlines 2 at 8:30 p.m. Eastern European Summer Time. And then again on Monday, we'll continue with more side quest stuff. I'm not gonna be rushing too much. We're just gonna get things done whenever we get them done, right? Until then, this is Kaiju-Z. Wishing everyone a safe and easy morning, midday, and evening. Stay safe, will ya? Kaiju-Z out.